While many political analysts see Virginia as a battleground state in November's midterm elections. And one race that is being closely watched there is between incumbent Democrat Abigail Spanberger and GOP challenger Yesli Vega. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales takes a closer look.
I'm in Culpeper, Virginia, the central part of the state where Republicans are looking to take back the House with several key races, including this one, the 7th Congressional District.
I am a pro-life candidate. I will always stand and defend life, the most vulnerable in the womb. And so for me, it's very important for people to understand where my heart is when it comes to that issue. I believe also in protecting women and in ensuring that they have all of the resources that they need.
Born to Salvadorian immigrants fleeing a civil war, Yesli Vega is a Christian, a mother, and tells me why she became a police officer.
I got into law enforcement because my younger brother, Erik, was gunned down and nearly killed by MS-13 during a gang initiation process. During that vicious attack, he lost his best friend, Anthony. He was murdered at the age of 15, not just sharing stories that people have shared with me or that perhaps I read in the paper. I've walked in those shoes. I've lived through those moments that have been very difficult for my family, for my brother to overcome, and that we're still dealing, with the aftermaths of that traumatic experience.
She turned in her badge 4 years ago for a seat on the Prince William County, Virginia Board of Supervisors, and now hopes to bring her experiences to Capitol Hill. So your faith plays a very important role in who you are and how you vote.
I've dedicated my life to public service. My father is a pastor, so I grew up in church. I'm a woman of faith, and so everywhere I go, I try to look at life and govern, through my faith. I
caught up with her at a police roundtable in Culpeper, Virginia.
Safety and security of our communities, I think, in this society in general, are paramount for a successful society, if you will.
She talked about the Biden administration's open border policy and the effects fentanyl is having on communities. She tells me more needs to be done.
We have to do better, right, to ensure that what's happening at the border ceases to stop. I mean, from the drugs that are pouring into our country to the trafficking of women, children, men. Cartels are having their way.
With her husband a Border Patrol agent, she disagrees with Democrat efforts to defund the police. Her opponent, Congresswoman Spanberger, has also been an outspoken Democrat critic of that movement. Yesli Vega tells me that's not the position of many Democrats.
We've seen over the last couple of years the push that the Democrat Party has made in demonizing the brave men and women in law enforcement. There is distrust, and I think that it's absolutely unfair because a lot of the men and women that are serving in this capacity as officers, as deputies, are doing so because they love their communities.
And on the economy, she describes herself as a fiscal hawk.
You keep going back to the same well, which is the taxpayers. At what point do we put our foot down and we say enough is enough?
President Biden has taken a position on 73 bills and resolutions in the U.S. House, and Congresswoman Spanberger has supported all of them.
One only has to look at her voting record, and that tells you exactly who she is. She is far from being a moderate. She has supported Joe Biden every single step of the way. She has voted with him 100% of the time.
It's important to note that EWTN News Nightly reached out to Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger for a comment. She declined an on-camera interview. From Culpeper, Virginia, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.